Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. Hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. NFL round robin continues as we are in the NFC West. We've already went through the fourth place team, who we believe, the Cardinals, third place team, Seahawks, second place, Los Angeles Rams. So Rams come off a surprising season last season. They do lose Aaron Donald, future Hall of Famer, 2029, right? On that one, 2028, depending on, I guess, how they knock those there. But, I mean, Aaron Donald, probably best defensive tackle I ever seen, interior lineman. Absolutely ridiculous. You can't replace him. You can't even hope to get three guys to probably get what his production is. So what do the Rams do? Of course, they add pieces everywhere. They've got one of the best coaches in the league, Sean McVay. Matt Stafford, also one of the best arm talents in the league. He can throw the ball. Any pass, he can throw it. Kyren Williams, one of the best running backs in the league. And you might have the best wide receiver duo in Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. You got a fantastic offense. If the offensive line holds up, which it did last season for the most part, you've got great opportunities here for the Rams. They make the playoffs last year, and to be really honest, we're kind of feeling the same thing this season. So I don't know if they've got enough to get past the 49ers, but I know they've got enough to get past the Cardinals and the Seahawks, and got a great shot at a wild card. So let's go through the win totals. We'll start there as we have on every team so far and let you know kind of where we think. So win totals basically for the Rams, 8.5 games, heavily juiced to the over. So let's take a look at the Rams here, their season schedule. So week number 1 at the Lions, Sunday Night Football. We'll count that as a loss. That is a difficult game. Rams Cardinals we're going to count as a split on the series. So we'll give 1 there. 49ers we're also going to count as a split. 2 there. Seahawks will also count as a split. So we've got 3 wins for 3-3 in division for the Rams. Then they go to the Bears. I think they got an excellent opportunity to win that early game. Let's give them 4 wins. Packers come to town. That's going to be a questionable. Raiders come to town. They should be able to win that one. That's 5. Vikings come to town. That should be 6. Then the Dolphins come to town. I honestly think that should be 7. Another night, so I think Sunday night game on that one as well. So then we've got the Rams go to the Patriots. That's 8. Eagles come to town. Question mark. They go to the Saints. That's 9. The Bills come to town. We'll give a question mark. They go to the Jets. Probably a question mark or a loss if everybody's healthy there. And then finish the season with the Cardinals and the Seahawks. So we're at 9 plus some questionables. So it is hammer time. Over 8.5 wins. It is juiced that way, but don't care. Like it there. 9, possibly more wins for the Rams there. I think they get into the playoffs at that as well. So Rams over 9 wins. Now let's get to looking at the rest of it here. To make the playoffs, the Rams plus 106 to make the playoffs. Great value here. Rams to make the playoffs plus 106. Like that one quite a bit. Division-wise, plus 330. It's probably worth the sprinkle here. If you get some injuries in San Francisco, who's almost a $2 favorite here on that one, it's worth the sprinkle plus some, plus 330. I don't know if I'd bet it as heavy as we went with the Bucks to win the division at plus 310. But definitely worth some money there on that one. So Rams plus 330. Rams over 8.5 or to win the division. Rams over 8.5 wins. Rams to make the playoffs at plus money. All look fabulous. Now let's go to the player prop, shall we? And we'll get started here. We'll look at quarterbacks as we always do pretty much first. Matt Stafford. 3,900 passing yards. That one, I don't know. Like, he could throw for that many, if Stafford plays, let's say, 15 games, that's where you got to look at kind of they missed a couple games in there. I don't know if you can count anybody for 17 except maybe Mahomes, who seems to never get hurt on that one. So let's say 15 games there. That's going to be, you're looking at like 260-ish a game. That's pretty stout. I think on that one, we'll pass on the 3,900. If we were going to play it would be under. Next one up. Passing touchdowns. So 3,900 yards, like I said, we'd either pass or play under. 22.5 passing touchdowns. I think this is about the number here, really. 21 to 24 is kind of what we had scheduled there. As the Rams they love running the ball in the red zone. So normally Stafford's passing touchdowns are going to come from outside the red zone on that one. But they love Kyren Williams up in the red zone, and he's fabulous there. So I'd probably stay away from the touchdowns. I think we're right at the number. Receiving yards, you're going to have two main receivers on this team, and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua stayed healthy all last year. Cooper Kupp had a hard time staying on the field. So was missing quite a bit of time. Multi-talented, obviously, but, a guy that was like number 5 probably in your fantasy draft, all of a sudden going to fall well out of that range this year. So, if we can find the youngster here. Let's see. As we scroll through the 5,000 different receivers. Puka Nacua, 1,150. He's probably going to get a lot of those tough yards there. So we'll play the over 1,150 for Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp over 950. That's really enticing there on that one is there. We'd probably play over 950 for Cooper and hope he stays healthy. So for the two receivers, over 1,150 for Puka Nacua, over 950 for Cooper Kupp in that one as well. Now we'll go look at receiving touchdowns. Fortunately, these guys are just not going to catch probably a ton of TDs. Unfortunately, as I said, so as they run the ball so frequently in the red zone. Let's see if we can find them a little bit easier this time. Cooper Kupp, 6.5 touchdowns. We'd probably have to play the under there. It is a little juiced heavily that range, but minus 130. Don't like it over 6.5 touchdowns. And we can't find Puka? Really? Puka Nacua, 6.5 touchdowns as well. That's something, I think he finishes right around that ballpark, to be really honest. So probably something we'd stay away from there. Rushing touchdowns. As we go look up Mr. Williams here. He had a fantastic breakout season. Wasn't that something for them? Man, he was incredible. Let's see here. And we can't seem to find him. We'll get to it here. Apologize as we're scrolling through here. Barkley, Taylor, Jackson, Kamara, Checo, Jones, Daniels, Harris. Ooh, where is he? McCaffrey. Not finding him on the touchdowns there. Apologize about that. Let's see if we can find him in rushing yards. He did I believe he was hurt for a couple of games last season as well, and still had a fabulous season there. Yeah, not on there either, so off the board there on that one. Sacks-wise, not really anybody else to go to too much. Receptions, you can't go Puka Nacua over 85.5. And Cooper Kupp, if we can find Cooper here. 79.5, I might play the under there. But over 85.5, I'd probably stay away from the Cooper at 79.5. Slot receiver, more position for Puka on that one there. So, let's give you a rundown for the Rams. over 8.5 wins. We were at 9 without breaking a sweat with some questionables in the mix as well. So like the over 8.5 wins, it is juiced a little heavy. Like I said, to the overside, that's okay play anyway. To make the playoffs, plus money for the Rams. The division was plus 330. It's worth the sprinkle. If the 49ers happen to get a bunch of injuries, which has happened to them before, definitely worth the sprinkle there on that as well. Matthew Stafford at 3,900 passing yards would probably play the under, just in case for the injury reason. And 22.5 touchdowns we would stay away from on that one. Puka Nacua over 1125 passing yard or receiving yards. Cooper Kupp over 950 on the receiving yards. And then the touchdowns, with the way they like to run the ball in the red zone, 6.5, I think I would stay away from both. But if we had to play anything, it would be under. And then rushing yards and touchdowns, look for Kyren Williams. Wasn't on the board at the moment, so we'll have to check injury updates and everything like that for you there. So, where do you find all these bets that we just went through? Really easy to do. We have them in multiple spots online. TikTok and YouTube channel pages. Also at the end of every episode on YouTube. There's a link to docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link. Go to football 24-25 season. Scroll down just a little bit. Get past the draft. And then you'll be able to see all the season-long bets that we have. What juice we got them at. How many units we wagered. Also what book we placed them at. Then obviously once the season gets going, or we know for sure if it's winner or loser, well, you'll know the results of them after that. Do you like the content that you found in this show? Well, you should make sure you follow or subscribe depending on the social media platform you're watching us on. Hit follow or subscribe. We will show up in your follow or subscription tab. Every time we drop a new episode of bets like this one here, we have baseball going on daily. Football will be going daily as well until the season starts, and then probably once the season starts as well. So a lot of episodes coming up, a lot of action as well. So make sure you follow along or subscribe depending on the social media platform you're liking us on. Also, want to make life even easier than that to find us. Once you hit follow or subscribe, turn the notifications on for the social media platform you're watching us on. And you'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match us up with your bets and give you the ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.